welcome into the Pittsburgh Fieldhouse for the Panthers' second duel of the season against the Northern Iowa Panthers. We got two Panthers down on the mat. We got two Doms up in the booth. I'm Dom Trozy alongside former Panther Dom Forres. Dom, welcome back again.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Quick shot here.
We start off at 125, Brendan Felton for the Panthers, freshman out of Ohio. Jay Schramm for the Northern Iowa Panthers.
Jay Schramm took a quick shot right off the start, kind of sucked Fenn right here into a nice chain wrestling by Fenn here. Good defense by Schramm.
This is one of the toss-up matches that the Panthers probably have to win in order to have a shot against the number 14th ranked Northern Iowa Panthers.
Jay's coming in ranked at number 20, and this is their first dual meet of the year, so you know these guys are trying to come out strong, wrestle hard, and start the year off strong. He's trying to score.
2-point takedown for Jay Schramm.
Job of wrestling tough on top here. Here's the boot in on the right side, pressuring in.
Working up towards 1 minute of riding time now.
Schramm about to get riding time. He does secure riding time for a point. Those listeners watching here, college wrestling, riding time is an extra point in the match, so that can be big coming down to close matches, keeping that riding time. Fenton starting on bottom here, first period, 1:13 to go in the first.
Schwarm is an NCAA qualifier, two-time state champ in Iowa, so a very accomplished wrestler in his own right. Fenton just a freshman, so he's going to have to dig down really hard to try to come back in this match. Even though it's still the first period, there's still a lot of time left.
Schwarm's doing a good job of riding him here on top. He's riding tough. Been securing that right hip, keeping that boot in, keeping Fenn's hips flat to the mat. Fenn needs to work up here, try to get pressure back, try to get his hips under him, but Schwarm's doing a good job of keeping his head down, keeping that pressure forward. Picking that ankle on the left side here, Fenton trying to work up. This is a hard position to be in. He's got 30 seconds left to make something happen in this first period and try to get an escape or reversal. Schwarm trying to work that cradle, bone arrow cradle on the right side of Fenn here. He gets it locked up, has Fenn on his back. Fenton does a good job of fighting off. No back points here, but he secures the Turk, trying to Turk him over here. He's getting back points here for Schwarm here to end out the first period. 2 minutes of riding time so far. Trying to work for that pin.
Here ball awarded to Schwarm. 6-0 after the first.
Schwarm does defer.
Fenn
defers here. Schwarm takes top, second period. He's got 2 minutes, 17 seconds of ride time. 6-0 Schwarm here starting the second period. Fenton right to his feet. Schwarm has that leg hooked on the right side of Fenton, trying to work that arm over top. Stalling on Schwarm. This is stalling, trying to bring him back to the mat. Fenton doing a good job getting his hips turned around, trying to get his right hip over the top, get the reversal, but Schwarm follows him and keeps that boot hooked on the right side here. Needs to get his hips up. He's working that power half on the left.
How difficult is it to come back in the second period after you've been ridden for basically 2 minutes in the first period?
Yeah, I mean, having your head put on the mat's definitely not a comfortable position to be in, but there is 7 minutes in a wrestling match, and that's what's so great about college and Division I wrestling is these guys are tough, and they can come back from a pretty big deficit if they just stay strong mentally. They do say it's an 80% and 90% mental sport because it's all mindset sometimes when you're out on the mat. You just got to keep wrestling, put through positions. Schwarm trying to lock up the cradle on the left side to ride tough here on Fenton.
Schwarm has 22 pins in his career, 15 last year, so it's definitely something that he's not afraid to do, try to lock in this pin and get 16 points for Northern Iowa here in the first match.
Yeah, Schwarm's pretty tall and lanky for a 125-pounder. You can see that he's using that to his advantage here, riding like a leech on top, working cradles from on the left and right side of Fenn's body. Fenton does a good job at getting his knee sliding, getting his hips under, getting to his feet, but Schwarm, he's just so clingy on top here. Fenton needs to try to do exactly what he did, but he didn't try to wrestle through there and chain wrestle.
Yeah, you've seen Fenton get to his feet a couple times now, but just can't seem to peel the hands, and then Schwarm right back on top of him with this hard ride.
Schwarm is riding tough.
22 seconds left here in the second period, almost 4 minutes of riding time now for Schwarm.
Trying to get that same bow and arrow cradle like he did in the first period, and he does have it. He has it here locked up tight. Pin for UNI. And
a big 16 points in 125 here right off the bat for Northern Iowa. As Schramm's able to pin Brendan Felton from the Pittsburgh Panthers. So that's 23 career pins now for Schwarm, something that he likes to do a lot.
Yeah, he did have 22 pins last year. He's coming in tough, locking up those cradles, and 6-0 right now for the UNI.
So we'll move right along here to 133. For the Panthers, it's going to be Mickey Philippi, the freshman out of Deary, Ohio, and for UNI Panthers, it will be Jack Wagner. So they're making a change here for Northern Iowa. We thought it would be Jack Wagner. I think a different person just got announced here in the booth.
Mickey coming off a pretty solid win against a top 20 guy last match from Cal State Bakersfield. We'll see what he can do here. 3-time state champion out of Pennsylvania. Pretty tough matchup here. This is going to be a big one for the Panthers after coming off a pin first match here.
So UNI up to a 6-0 lead in the match here. Panthers need to get some big points here, probably more than just a major decision they're looking from Philippi here.
Both guys doing a good job, really pressuring forward, pushing the pace already right from the start of the whistle. Mickey doing a good job of getting that Russian hook, key lock, pressuring in.
It's one of the great things about wrestling is you just see a big pin there, and 30 seconds later you got another match to go right off the bat.
Mickey doing a good job working him to the edge of the mat here, pressuring in. Trying to scoop that right leg, working an underhook on the left side. Good wrestling here by Mickey. Stalling here on red. This is one of the things we were talking about, one of the indecisive kind of callings by the refs here on the edge of the mat. Some pushing him out of bounds. Every ref calls it differently, but this ref seemed to call it pretty well here. Quick two by Mickey here. Good job. Worked that Russian tie.
He's going to cut him loose here, so I think he's going to try a takedown and release strategy in.
Beautiful.
On a nice little pick there.
Beautiful. Look, he went for a low single, but his head was on the outside. Transition well. 2-point takedown for Mickey.
And one thing I like about Mickey, and we saw this in the first match, his work rate is unbelievable. He's just constantly in, driving the action.
Yeah, he's a guy who's not afraid to get tired. He goes out there. You saw right from the start of the whistle, he started pressuring forward, pushing the pace. It's something that's hard to wrestle with for 7 minutes.
Now he's looking to build up the riding time a little bit. 4-1 advantage right now for Philippi early in the first period.
He has a double bar arm here locked up, pressuring forward. Kind of forced it a little bit there, but it's okay. Wagner back up to his feet. Quick shot by Philippi and 2-point takedown for Philippi. He's going back to cutting him.
And that was a great transition to a double leg, Dom, there.
Yes. Great shot by Wagner, but Mickey gets his hips in, digs an underhook, it brings him back to his feet. Beautiful, beautiful technique there by Philippi, getting his Russian tie, pressuring it to the mat. Quick 2 points here. It's going to be 8-3 in the first period. 45 seconds of ride time for Philippi.
We've already seen 4 takedowns from Philippi here, and each one was a little bit different. Really diverse offensive arsenal for Philippi here.
Has that cradle locked up.
Trying to lock up this cradle and turn him to a back. This will be a big 6 points here for the Panthers.
Mickey's looking to get this here.
We got back points already. Trying to position for the pin.
Got the 4 back points. Mickey's doing a good job of trying to sag it.
He got it.
Big pin for Philippi. Big job. Good job here. He's going to tie it up 6-6 going into 141.
And that's called picking up your team right there, Dom. You drop 6 points at 125. Mickey Philippi comes back. Rank wrestler, constantly driving the action. Picks up 6 points for the Panthers.
That was a great job by Mickey here. Came out from the first period, pushed the pace, got a few takedowns, cut him, really put the pressure on Wagner, and got locked up that cradle and got 6-point pin.
What a start to this match. 2 pins right off the bat at 125 and 133.
I'm pretty excited here for this match, Dom. LJ, Josh Albert coming in, ranked, top 10 here, ranked number 9 in the country. It's a good opportunity for LJ to show. He's coming up from wrestling 125 last year, big jump, jumping up 2 weight classes. So this is going to be a true test for LJ Bentley here.
There may have been some people that had doubts about LJ jumping up 2 weight classes, but he had a really good win, 12-1 major decision last time out in the first duel for the Panthers against USBC. Now we'll start the action here, ear to ear. There's kind of a calm buzz here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse right now. Good crowd. A lot of people made it up from the basketball game, and they're seeing a treat so far with 2 pins.
Yeah, this is an exciting match. A great atmosphere here. Working, LJ doing a good job of pressuring in, trying to clear Albert's ties. Snap by Albert. LJ doing a good job of keeping his feet underneath him. Stalemate on the edge of the mat. Start back at the middle.
This is a battle of seniors here. Both LJ and Albert are seniors. Albert, a 3-time NCAA qualifier. LJ qualified in the 2016 NCAA, is obviously at 125. And he looks comfortable at the higher weight class, Dom. At least look
Great
at how
transition wrestling by LJ here. Yeah, good shot to the LJ doing a good job shooting both sides of the body. Albert, good head hands defense.
He seems to bring up the quickness that you'd see of a 125-pounder, but he's just bigger than that right now.
Mm-hmm. He had a summer, he was telling me summer, lifting, eating good, just getting in the room, trying to focus on getting better at wrestling. That's some things that sometimes guys forget about when they're trying to constantly cut weight and keep their weight down, as they forget, you got to constantly, every single day is a new day. Got to get in the wrestling room and work on your technique, work on your skills, work on your mental aspect of the game. And when you're cutting weight all the time, you can lose that aspect of wrestling. LJ doing a good job pushing the pace here, pushing forward, working his underhook on the left side.
And that's something you want to see, controlling the mat there, constantly circling to the inside, forcing your opponent back on his heels.
Shot by LJ here, stalling by Albert on the edge of the mat.
So Bentley definitely driving the action here. Albert constantly retreating. We'll see if that stall, first stall is just a warning. The second one would be a point for LJ Bentley.
Feeling each other out. Albert trying to force that underhook on the left side of Bentley. Bentley pushing on his head, trying to circle out of this. Stalemate.
Under a minute here in the first. Still, we have a point for Bentley. I guess there was a second stall call there.
They do it. 1-0 Bentley here in the first period.
We must have missed a stall call, but I mean, that's really Bentley forcing the action, and he's forcing the ref really to pick up those stall points for himself.
LJ's doing a good job. Nice shot by Albert on the right side of LJ. He looked like he was going for the dump, but now he's trying to cut to a double leg, securing LJ's right leg here. LJ is tough to score from this position. He's pretty flexible, but Albert does a good job of keeping his hips in, head up, pressuring forward, gets his 2 points.
They did take a point away from Bentley, so it was just a stall warning, not a stall point award to Bentley.
Yes, so it is 2-0 Josh Albert in the first period here with about 20 seconds left. LJ trying to work up to his feet. Albert working the claw on the left side in crab ride position here. LJ doing a good job of elbow fighting here and getting hand control, but they do go out of bounds. With 12 seconds left in the first period, we'll see if LJ can try to get to his feet and score one. That's a big thing about getting taken down, that there's a split-second window after you get a takedown that you can either chop them down and, break them mentally, or the guy who gets taken down can pop right back up to his feet. So we go over that and talk about that in practice, is that split-second window, trying to get right back up to your feet, and then it's only a 2-1 match.
9 seconds left. Bentley only has a couple seconds left to try to get an escape here at the end of the first.
LJ hand fighting on bottom, trying to get hand control.
And he can't get it, so Albert takes a 2-0 lead into the second period, 35 seconds of riding time so far. But I think you have to be encouraged by Bentley. I mean, for 2.5 minutes in that first, he really drove the action and then just got caught.
Yeah, he was pushing the pace there. Definitely more shots by LJ, but Albert set it up, felt it out, had a nice high crotch to LJ's right side. LJ did defer. Albert chooses down to start the second period. LJ getting a little high, Albert up to his feet, trying to work his hands. Quick escape by Albert in about 7 seconds, makes it 3-0 in the second period.
Albert, number 9 wrestler in the country, so LJ Bentley has his hands full here. In that first period, it seemed like Albert was just waiting for his shot and finally got it with 30 seconds left to score that takedown late in the first.
He was doing a good job of being patient, kind of weathering the storm at LJ. He was coming in trying to dig underhooks, shooting to both sides of the body. Albert just did a good job of keeping his hands and head up, staying in position, got his shot when it opened up and took advantage of it. Fake by LJ here, just feeling each other out in the middle of the mat. Albert looks like he's starting to pressure in, putting LJ on the defense now.
So if you're Bentley, you forced the action for 2.5 minutes in the first, didn't really work. Now are you trying to alter your tactics, or are you sticking with that approach?
No, you got to stay consistent. That's one thing when wrestling. Consistency is key. You know, you should wrestle the same way you've wrestled in the first period and the third period. You know, that's why you wrestle so many live matches. That's why you do so much cardio. So you got to be in shape. You got to be able to push the pace for a full 7 minutes. Wrestle tough in all 3 positions.
Albert still up 3-0, 45 seconds left in the second period.
LJ controlling the body on the right side with that hook in his armpit. See if he can work something off it. But Albert is doing a good job of faking to the legs, snapping his head, creating action here in neutral. 30 seconds left in the second period. Stalemate. Start back at the middle for both guys. 3-0 lead for Albert.
See some really good defense in this match after a ton of offense in the first 2.
UNI coming in with 7 ranked guys, 5 of which were in the top 10. You know, that's pretty good. Pretty good season. 5 out of 10 weight classes in the top 10. You know, this is a tough team to beat. I'm excited to see how the Panthers, we already started off back-to-back pins here. 6-6 team score.
5 seconds left here in the second. Looks like Albert's going to take a 3-0 lead into the third. I'm assuming Bentley will start down here to try to get an escape. Just looking over at his coaches.
LJ does choose to go down third period. You know, this is big. He gets a quick escape up to his feet, takedown. It's a time match. There's no riding time. You know, this is the third period. This is when you got to let it all loose, push the pace.
See some heavy breathing there from Bentley. That was a tough second period. Even though nobody got a takedown, there was just that single escape by Albert, but very tough defensive battle in that second period.
LJ's doing a good job at getting his hips away and trying to hand fight here, get hand control, and get up to his feet. But Albert just keeps switching hands back and forth, getting the cross wrist. LJ trying to get his hips away, scoot up to his feet. Trip by Albert, pulling him back here to a 2-on-1 tilt. Good transition wrestling here by Albert on top, riding tough. He does secure riding time with a minute now, so that at the end of the match, there'll be an extra point. So technically it's 4-0 Albert. LJ needs to get up to his feet. Reversal here looking by LJ. Almost here circling behind. Good job by LJ. 3-2 Albert. There's 8 seconds left. He needs to ride this riding time back down. He does look like he's going to.
1 point escape, Albert.
They do take the riding time away with 59.8 seconds. LJ doing a good job of getting that riding time under a minute, so there's no point at the end of the match. If he gets a takedown here, he'll tie it up the match.
So 1 minute left here. Bentley still needs another takedown.
Shot by Albert, good defense by Bentley.
Let's see if LJ can get back to his first period action and really drive and forcing the issue.
LJ in the front headlock has his left elbow deep. Albert's he's just hanging on here. There's nothing really much you can do here for Bentley. Back up to neutral.
I know you talked about 7-minute wrestlers earlier in our broadcast. Is that something that Bentley is?
Yes, I mean, that's something I think that coming up from 125, and I know he was cutting a decent amount of weight going up to 141. He is one of the smaller guys, but he's doing a good job of wrestling with purpose and wrestling with intensity and wrestling in 7 minutes. So I do believe being up a weight class, he has more energy, and he is able to wrestle full 7 minutes here. So we will see in the next 48 seconds, though, if he can get a takedown, tie this match up.
So the rest we're looking at something, not exactly sure what, but we're set to go here. Neutral position, 48 seconds left in the third. Albert's still leading 4-2.
So Albert's in a pretty interesting position. You know, some coaches will tell him to go get 2 to secure the win, you know, and put the match away. So you'll hear some coaches that put the match away, or he could just try to hang on and win by a takedown.
Remember, Albert's sitting on that stall warning, so a next stall call would be a point for Bentley. 24 seconds left here in the third.
Just kind of hanging out here, ear to ear, stalemate, 18 seconds left. Let's see if LJ can put something together. He's been pushing the pace the whole mat, wrestling well. Shot by Albert at LJ's left side, sweep single. LJ in a split here, Albert trying to shelf the leg.
And Albert's comfortable here just taking and riding this out, right?
Yeah, he's just going to try to hang on here to ride this match out, pulling it up over the top. You know, great match by both guys. LJ wrestled tough. Albert's a high-caliber, top 10 wrestler, ranked number 9 in the country, coming off a good year last year. LJ bumping up from 125. You got to give it to him. They went out there and they scrapped. They wrestled a full 7 minutes. We're pushing the pace, both taking shots, both having great head-hand defense. So it's going to be a 9-6 lead for UNI going into 149.
So 149 here. It sounds like Robert Lee will be the Pitt Panther coming out.
Yeah, Robert Lee did not wrestle last week. Dallas got his Pitt Panthers debut against Cal State Bakersfield. So Robert Lee, Wisconsin guy, he's back in action. See how he'll do for his season opener.
And for Northern Iowa, we were expecting to see Max Tomlinson, the number 7th ranked wrestler in the country, but I believe Derek Holschlag will be wrestling for UNI today.
Yes, this is Holschlag here. We'll see how Lee and Holschlag match up. Neutral fake by Lee.
So big match here. This is one of those toss-up matches that we circled, 149 here, that could decide the meet.
Shot by Holschlag. Good defense by Rob. He tried to spin behind, get a quick 2, but Holschlag did a good job getting back to his feet. Both guys faking, taking shots. Good shot by Holschlag to sweep single to the right side of Lee.
This is Northern Iowa's first match of the season, Dom. Have you seen anything? Do they look sluggish out there, or do they look ready for the year to start out?
No, every match so far they've coming out, been pushing the pace. I mean, obviously Mickey came out and pushed the pace, got a few quick takedowns and pinned for 133, but it's something we kind of expected. He's a high-caliber wrestler. Other than that, they look good so far. Good shot here by Holschlag. Low single on Rob Lee's right side. Lee, I remember wrestling him. I could, never finish a single on him from this position. He's got a tough whizzer, doing a good job of keeping his hips in which he does. He squares it up, but Holschlag brings it up to his feet. Lee back out. Good job by Lee. He had that whizzer, was able to limp knee out and get his hips back in, right back up to neutral here. About a minute, 40 seconds left.
Back to neutral. The wrestlers go ear to ear. 4th match of the night, the afternoon. This was a 3 p.m. start here locally in Pittsburgh.
Correct. Guys hand fighting hard here, ear to ear. Nice shot by Holschlag, same side, but good defense by Lee. Similar thing that happened about a minute ago. He tried to get a quick 2 to spin behind, but Holschlag right back up to his feet in a seatbelt position. Holschlag could try to step in here, hip toss him. They will call a stalemate.
We've seen some really good defense. We saw it in the last match. And again here, we're seeing a lot of good defense, not a lot of scoring opportunities.
Yeah, both guys are being pretty stingy here. They're both doing a good job. Holschlag's taking most of the shots, but Rob's doing a good job of countering. Being quick from front headlock, trying to spin behind. Level change by Holschlag. They do call a stalling on Rob Lee. Holschlag has been taking most of the shots. Rob holding him here in front headlock position.
Is Lee more of a counterattack wrestler, or he's
good
just doing
inside
that
tripped
today?
attempt. Lee has, it's just one of those things. There's guys you get in the room and you work your takedowns. You got to have something you're comfortable with, and I think Lee has a lot. He has a great arsenal of attacks. When we were wrestling, he would take me down all the time in the room, push the pace, and some guys it is his first match of the year. He might be trying to get the cobwebs off, and it might just be a confidence thing. So, if you find a move that you're good at and you get the best at it and perfect it, you should be able to hit that on anybody in the country. So Rob's first match, he's maybe just trying to feel it out this first period. Shot here by Holschlag, hips in again by Lee, bringing it back up to his feet.
5 seconds left here.
Good snap by Lee. So
we saw Lee fight off 3 really good shots there by Holschlag, and it's still 0-0 heading into the second. Maybe we'll start to see some action here. Looks like Lee will have the option.
Holschlag defer, and Lee does choose down to start the second period. Smart strategy here. Try to get the first point on the board, starting the second. Lee right up to his feet. Doing a good job getting his hips out, hips away. 1-point escape by Robert Lee. Have a 1-0 and straight into a shot here. Starting to put stuff together, Just had to get warmed up a little bit.
Is that something that's going through your mind in the first period? Maybe you haven't seen the wrestlers from Northern Iowa probably in a while. And are you trying to feel them out, and then the second, that's when you go into attack mode?
Good jobs. Good snap here by Lee. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. I usually try to get a pre-match warm-up in. You know, I wrestle a full match before I go out and wrestle, so I kind of get the cobwebs off, get my heart rate up, get my blood pumping, so that whenever that first whistle blows, I'm ready to attack. Holschlag trying to get that seatbelt on the left side. Rob Lee doing a good job of hipping in, keeping the pressure on his shoulder. It's a tough position to be in by both guys. You know, Holschlag's going to try to shelf Robert Lee's right leg, which he does. But Robert Lee is diving underneath and, you know, getting in a scramble position here by Lee. Holschlag's going to try to just keep the pressure forward towards Lee head. And Lee is going to try to get height, bring it up to his feet. Are scrambling here. You have to, Holschlag pressuring in. Lee doing a good job of hanging on to his left leg.
So you just working for a stalemate
Looks
here,
like,
trying to
yeah,
get out of it?
that's a smart position, yeah. They do call potentially dangerous. There's a lot of pressure on Holschlag's left leg. Robert Lee was holding tight on his ankle. 1-0 lead here by Rob Lee in the second period. Riding time is not a factor, about 30 seconds left. Looks like Rob's kind of picking up the pace. He's feeling a little bit more comfortable.
And remember, he's sitting on that one stall warning, so
Good.
he can't afford another one.
Correct, but he's pushing the pace, faking, snapping. About 20 seconds left here in the second period.
1-0 Lee over Holschlag right now. He had that escape early in the second period.
Good job by Rob. Good fake, and then kind of force Holschlag to take a bad shot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end in the second period here. Riding time not a factor. 1-0 lead for Rob Lee. Holschlag will choose down to start the third period. Both guys are doing a good job, wrestling tough, hand fighting hard, both taking shots.
And the UNI coaches are going crazy on the sideline. I think they want Holschlag to really pick up the pace and attack.
They are getting into it. This is one of Rob Lee's better position. He's tough on top. He gets that collar tie on the left side, just really pressures forward.
Riding time still not an advantage. Lee up 1-0 over Holschlag, and now it's 1-1 with the escape.
Lee got a little high there. He was trying to pressure forward a little too much, and Holschlag just sat his hips back and turned in right up to his feet.
Quick whistle here. Looks like the refs want to take a look at something. Maybe some blood time here.
Blood time here on the UNI guy. I think his eyes cut up.
Yeah, so for a quick recap, we started with quite a flurry there. We had the 2 pins at 125 for UNI and then 133 for the Panthers. And then a tough match between LJ Bentley and number 9 Josh Alber, who won a 4-2 decision over Bentley. Now we're seeing another pretty good contest here. A lot of good defense, just the one escape from each wrestler so far. So, Dom, I think this is going to end up on the feet, and that's probably where you want it as a wrestler, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's comfortable in different positions. Some guys are good on top and can turn and get back points, and some guys get to their shots and get to their attacks on their feet. So third period, 1-1 here. You're going to need to get a takedown. No riding time, nothing. So we'll see who pushes the pace more. Shot by Holschlag. He's been shooting to that right side of Rob Lee this whole match, trying to get that sweep single, stalemate from front headlock position. We'll see if Rob can put something together here, put a shot together.
And Rob's sitting on the 1 stall warning. Holschlag has no stall warnings against him yet.
Nice shot by Robert Lee to Holschlag's left side. He brings it right up over the top. Rob Lee's going to want to try to sit to his right hip here, maybe hook that left leg. Holschlag diving under, though, and getting a funk position. This is a position, whoever gets height wins this position. Holschlag holding on. This should be 2 here for Rob Lee pretty soon, but Holschlag doing a good job of scrambling out of it. Similar position as to how he got into the shot. Sitting on his right hip, pressuring back to Holschlag's head. He does need to try to hook that pressure into his back. Holschlag funks back to a scramble position.
Just 35 seconds left. It's tie 1-1. Whoever can score this takedown most likely will win the match. The crowd getting into it now. They want 2 points. Refs haven't awarded it yet.
Holschlag is just hanging on Rob Lee's leg. He's trying to get his hips in and get his leg out to circle behind and get his 2 points.
20 seconds left, and they call a stalemate.
Stalemate. Great job by both guys. Rob Lee, getting in on his high single and bringing it up. Holschlag diving under. It created two similar actions here.
15
Wrestling
seconds
positions.
left. 1-1. Takedown at the end of this period would win the match.
Shot by Rob. Can't be giving up any angles. Holschlag in on his leg.
5 seconds left.
This is tough position here. Rob needs to keep his hip back. Does look like they're going to overtime, 1-1. Great wrestling by both guys.
Yeah, I thought Robert Lee was really working for that takedown at the end of the match. Now crowd really starting to get fired up.
Holschlag did a good job defense, creating a scramble, brought it back up, and then right on in a shot by Holschlag. Overtime here. This needs a big win here for Pitt.
So we're in sudden victory here for the first 1 minute.
Single leg by Rob Lee. Similar position as he's bringing it up over top. Holschlag doing a good job at getting it, hits both knees to one side of Rob's head. Rob's here hooking the leg. If he can get his head popped out, he should get the 2. This should be 2 here for Rob Lee, but Holschlag's doing a good job of diving under and grabbing Rob's ankle.
2-point screen, that's for Lee, and the Pitt Panthers pick up a huge win at 149.
Great job. That was consistency right there by Rob Lee. He got confident in his shot, was confident in his sweep single on the right side and stuck with it. Great.
So we're back, all tied up to 9s after 4 matches, and what a meet this has been so far through 4 matches.
What a season opener by Rob Lee. You know, he went out there, had a stall call on him early in the first period, but he did a good job of wrestling a full 7 minutes. Good matchup here, Taylor Romani for the Panthers. And Taleb's coming off a good last year, competed in 6 duels.
And Patrick Schoenfelder will be the wrestler at 157 for the UNI Panthers. Romani and Schoenfelder.
Schoenfelder on a quick shot to Taleb's left side. Taleb doing a good job of digging his underhook, getting head position.
Romani, two-time NCAA qualifier, won an ACC title back in 2017.
Yeah, Taleb, he was doing a really good job last match against CSU, digging that underhook on the left side and throwing it to his high single. We'll see if he can do something similar here.
Yeah, he picked up a lot of takedowns. 8-9 major decision last time out for Romani. Number 8 in the country. He moved up a couple spots after that big major decision in the opening meet.
Schoenfelder, a redshirt freshman from Illinois, coming out. Great shot by Taleb. Hips in, goes straight to a dump. That was great chain wrestling. Shot in on a double leg, tried to get his hips in. Schoenfelder did a good job of defending there, and Taleb transitioned right into a dump.
2-point takedown for Romani. Now he's trying to build up some riding time. In the first match, we saw a lot of cut and takedown from Romani. It looks like he's trying to work a ride today.
Quick.
And just as I say that, quick escape by UNI.
Back up to the feet by Schoenfelder. Good job by Taleb. Looks like he's working both sides of the body here. Faking to his left side. Trying to keep his hips under in here. Schoenfelder trying to get an angle. He does have that cradle locked up. Taleb is funky from this position. You got to watch, but Schoenfelder does secure this cradle here. Does secure the cradle, getting back points, looking for the pin. Looking for the pin by UNI here. Has that cradle locked up tight. Look, Taleb's trying to break that lock, kick his leg away.
This would be a big win for UNI if they can get a fall here at 157.
Taleb doing a good job of fighting off his back, keeping his shoulders off. Schoenfelder has that cradle tight. He's trying to step over and hook that leg at Taleb. Romani here. This is close. He does have his 4 back points secured.
Romani working very hard from the bottom, trying to get out of this. Turns back in. The cradle's still locked. Reposition by Schoenfelder.
Taleb did a good job of getting his left arm up over the body of Schoenfelder, so his arm is secure, his shoulder secured off the mat. Bridging here, tough. And he does bridge out of it. Great wrestling by Taleb there.
2-point reversal for Romani there. But that was a 6-point move for Schoenfelder.
Schoenfelder did a good job off of Taleb's shot. He got an angle, locked up the cradle, and drove it over. Taleb here looking for his eye tooth, and he does get this. Good job by Taleb.
Turns him over his back, positioning for the pin. Romani gets the pin at 157.
What an exchange right there. What an exchange by UNI and the Panthers. They're doing a great job here.
And he's fired up. The fans love it. Romani, he was in a predicament there. Almost got pinned. Turns it over. Gets the reversal. Takes him to his back. Quick 6 points for the Panthers there.
That was a very interesting exchange. Went from Romani almost getting pinned to getting his 2 points, locking up his eye tooth quick, and getting the pin for Taleb. 6 points on the board, making it 15-9 for the Panthers.
So no intermission here, Dom. We're just rolling right through it. We've seen 3 pins in the first 5 matches. One of the most exciting meets I've seen in a while here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
This is a great atmosphere, great energy going. blood's pumping, fans are getting excited. Gonna have a good match here, 165. Panthers do have a 15-9 lead over UNI. They're ranked number 14 in the country, so, you know, quick shot by UNI here.
Bryce Steiner, number 9 in the country, junior out of Waverly, Iowa. Jake Wenzel for the Panthers, local kid from South Park High School, just south of the city.
Quick shot right off the bat. Jake Wenzel is tough here in this crackdown position.
Fans still kind of settling down in their seats. Nice buzz here in the building, really the whole night. And something that's pretty unique here to the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse is they lower the lights and create the focus right on the mat here. And sometimes the fans can get really into it.
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere here. Kind of put the action on the wrestlers, but get the fans going with big pins like that. It doesn't matter what gym you're in. If you go through an exchange just like last match, the fans are going to be excited.
Yeah, sometimes you don't see all that action early in a match. You don't expect 3 pins in the first 5 matches, but it's great wrestling to watch, and it's really a sport that I feel is starting to become more popular around the country.
Yeah, I mean, just with the Nationals being in Pittsburgh this year, that's going to be huge for the sport. You know, going to be in the PPG Paints Arena with the Penguins playing there. You know, Pittsburgh is a great atmosphere for sports, so having that here. And then also the American Wrestling League, they have that coming up here soon. You know, they had a draft between Kyle Dake and David Taylor, where they all drafted different wrestlers, and you know, it's kind of the first time that wrestlers can really, besides the Olympic level and world level, the wrestlers can get paid to compete outside of the Olympic and international competition. So I think that's a great thing that they're doing with the sport, allowing guys to make some money from wrestling and following their passion and doing something that they love besides trying to climb the Olympic ladder.
Bit of a scramble position here between Wenzel and Steiner. Still 0-0, minute and 15 left in the first period.
Steiner doing a good job of trying to get his head under Wenzel's left leg and get height here, but Wenzel is locked around and has the cradle locked up. This is entering position because Jake Wenzel is tough from here, trying to lock up that cradle, keeping the pressure forward, pressure on Steiner's head so he cannot lift it. Now Jake Wenzel's locking through the crotch.
Steiner trying to stay with it.
Jake Wenzel rolling through. Let's see if he can get his hips up. They do give Steiner 2 points
and
there.
An immediate challenge by Gavin.
Challenge because Jake did roll through, and there was still action, and they gave Steiner a quick 2.
So we'll take a look at this here. Refs awarded 2 points initially. They'll go to a video review.
Steiner was doing a good job of getting to his shots, but Jake Wenzel's tough from that crackdown position. Keeps his hips in, tries to lock up that cradle.
It's almost like Keith Gavin knew that was coming because I saw the challenge
they picked
block,
up the challenge block right away.
Yeah, and he threw it out there almost before the takedown, and points were awarded. So Coach Keith Gavin obviously saw something from the sideline there.
Yeah, so there is a rule where if they count, they count the 3, and if the wrestler who is still in danger on the back, they count to 3. Then they award 2. If he's still in danger after those seconds, they do award 2. And it looked like as they counted to the 3 seconds, Jake did roll through. So it was kind of just a timing thing when they awarded 2 and when Jake Wenzel did roll through and come out on top. So we'll see here with the video review.
So we got a little break here. Dom, I know you're still involved a little bit with wrestling. Would you like to tell the listeners kind of what you're doing to stay active in the wrestling community?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to be coaching this year at North Allegheny High School, my alma mater. There's a lot of tough guys on the team. I'll be coaching with Sonny Abe. He is a Penn State wrestler, so we got a little bit of Pitt and Penn State action mixed up there. We got a lot of tough guys on the team. I'm excited to be a part of that and train those guys and kind of mold those and show them what they can get out of wrestling just like I got out of it. And see, we have a guy who's already committed to wrestle Division I at VMI next year, so that's awesome to see. And, you know, I'm just sticking around the Pittsburgh area working and trying to help out as many high schools and wrestling programs as I can because there's a lot of great things with the American Wrestling League starting out and guys starting to be able to get paid and, you know, college and ESPN. These guys are really starting to put a spotlight on wrestling because I do believe it is the greatest sport in the world. And, you know, there's kids can get a lot out of it, work hard, and follow their passion. So if I can, something I'm going to stay involved with for a long time.
Yeah, it's glad that you're still around and still giving back to the community, especially in the wrestling community, which is so tight-knit and expanding over the years.
Steiner, right again, right as they come back, they do take the 2 points away. So it is 0-0 in the first period with 25 seconds left. They did not award him the 2 points here, but he came back out and was right in on another high cross to Jake's right side. He's doing a good job of securing Jake's hip here. It does look like he's got a little fired up there on the break. They took his 2 points away, but he went right back out and got another set of 2.
And we're at short time here, just 5 seconds left here in the first. So big takedown by Steiner if he can finish the ride out, and he does.
Finishes the first period 2-0 Steiner from UNI. Pitt with the 15-9 lead right here off a big pin by Taylor Bramani. Very crazy exchange that last match. I'm still a little overwhelmed from that. That was nuts.
Yeah, you don't see usually somebody go from getting pinned to completing a pin in the matter of seconds, but that's exactly what Romani did.
That's what we keep talking. They say wrestle through all positions. I know that's something that Keith has always preached, be a 3-position wrestler, be able to wrestle from all positions and never give up. Just keep wrestling, because you never know. Whenever you push the pace and you take shots and you create action, good things happen. And that has been shown by both teams this dual meet. Started doing a good job, though, riding Jake here on top with the boot in, the leg in on the right side, riding crossbody. Reaching back, looks like he's reaching back here for that bone arrow on Jake Wenzel. They're building up that riding time. Looks like he's going to secure that 1 minute of ride time advantage here in the second period with a 2-0 lead by UNI.
So Steyer's coming off a redshirt year. He redshirted in 2018, but prior to that, 2-time NCAA qualifier, also a 2-time state champ out of Georgia. So, out of Iowa, Waverly, Iowa. So. Very accomplished wrestler in his own right, and this is his first live match in a dual meet in a while, and it doesn't seem like he has any rust to shake off at this point.
No, yeah, he's came out and he's probably took 5 or 6 shots so far on Wenzel from the beginning of the match, but Jake Wenzel is tough to score on in that crackdown position. He's doing a good job of riding here, crossbody on Jake, doing a good job of pressuring in, breaking Jake down. Does have that ride time secured with 1 minute 45 seconds here in advantage of UNI. Wenzel here needs to try to, boot mule kick out of here, try to swim, try to work up to his knees, build his base. But Steyer's doing a good job of keeping his pressure in. This is a tough position to be here and trying to hip over. Steyer looking for back points here. 9 seconds left. He does have that bone arrow locked up, but it slips out.
Gives it up. What he does accomplish is a full 2-minute ride out in the second period, which is big, and he'll take a 2-0 lead into the third with 2 minutes and 14 seconds of riding time to his advantage. Looks like he's going to start on the bottom here, so Wenzel would like to burn that riding time down a little bit, but he also has to cut him and try to get to his offense.
Yeah, that is correct. This is a tough position to be in. Starting down, trying to ride Jake tough on top, though. This is one of his better positions, getting a boot in on the right side. Locking up that cradle, trying to start up to his feet. This is a stall position here. 1 point awarded to Steyer here for a stall on Wenzel. Not making an effort to bring him back, but started out. He does have a 4-0 lead now on the third period, 1 minute 30 seconds left.
So Wenzel's going to have to start pushing the action, maybe score a takedown and try to get a turn to his back.
Same high crotch from the beginning. He's been shooting this same shot. I don't think he's shot anything else. High crotch on Jake's right side forces Jake into that crackdown position. Jake locked in the crotch here. They do call a stalemate. Jake's got to try to create a flurry, create some action here in the third period. He's allowing Steyer to get in on that high crotch. He has been pushing the pace.
So even though Steyer sat out last year, one of the good things about wrestling is even when you're redshirting, you can still compete unattached. So you can still gain some experience in the gym.
Good double leg shot by Jake Wenzel, but stuffed here by Steyer. Minute left here in the third period. Start with a 4-0 lead, 1:53 advantage of ride time. Jake Wenzel trying to create some action. Steyer's doing a really good job. He's, pulling his head down, using his hips and his whole body to snap Jake down. He's opening up that high crotch on Jake's right side. Transitions to a double leg, lifts Jake off the mat.
Wenzel just trying to fight this off.
Do award 2 with 30 seconds left in the third.
Has the riding time advantage as well, so that'll be a 7-0 lead. He needs another point here for a major decision. Wenzel's just going to try to fight that off.
He's trying to rip that Turk with 16 seconds left. He's really working for it. Coaches over there getting excited. UNI coaches looking for that set of back points, but Jake bellies down.
No back points awarded yet. This will be big if Wenzel can keep this just to a standard decision. 2 seconds left and 1 with the riding time point. It will be a 7-0 decision for Steyer over Wenzel, but just 3 team points for Northern Iowa, which will bring the score of the meet to 15-12. Panthers still lead thanks to 2 huge pins for the Panthers.
This is going to be an exciting match here. I'm excited to watch this one. Taylor Luwan, number 9 in the country here, and then we got Greg Harvey out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Greg's one of those guys, he's not afraid to get out there and bang with the best in the country. Both guys, you can see that right from the beginning. They're both collar tying, snapping, pushing the pace.
No feeling out process at all, Dom. And I know
they got right into it.
At the top of the broadcast, you mentioned you like Greg Harvey a lot, and I think it's because he pushes a lot of this action forward.
Yeah, you know, there's a few things in wrestling that you can't really teach, you know, and that's just some guys have that natural ability to just push the pace and not afraid to get tired. They're not afraid to hang on to it. They're not hanging on to a lead. They're not afraid to always try to score points from all position and push the pace. And you see, you know, these guys that are winning nationals and All-American, that's what they do. They're always trying to score points, and they're pushing the pace, and they're not afraid to get tired because they believe in their technique and they believe in their conditioning. And that's something that Greg Harvey has developed from his start here at Pitt. And I'm happy to see if he can work off of that. Both guys still wrestling tough here, snapping, pulling, faking.
Lujan is a junior, 2-time NCAA qualifier, also 4-time state champ in Georgia. So you don't see a ton of wrestling in Georgia, but 4-time state champ is still impressive nonetheless.
Yeah, most definitely. Feeling each other out. Lujan has the underhook on Greg's left side, trying to pull him down to a front headlock.
1 minute gone here in the first, still 0-0.
Both guys doing a good job working at the edge of the mat, trying to keep the center but pushing the pace forward.
You see Harvey trying a lot of those half shots. Is he trying to set something up for later?
A little bit of both. You know, if you take a half shot and it's there, you're going to take the shot. You know, they'd say if you're faking to the leg but the shot's there, take it. So Greg does a good job of lowering his level and getting to those fakes, but if the leg there, I know he's going to snatch the ankle and try to work something off of it. You saw Greg Harvey try to work a foot sweep from that Russian tie. Missed it and looked like he was punting a field goal.
1 minute left here in the first. We've seen a lot of ear-to-ear action here. Both wrestlers pushing the pace, but we haven't seen a takedown yet.
Yeah, this, you know, right from the start, it's been 2 minutes of nonstop hand fighting. That's something that really separates high school from Division I, even Division II and Division III. That's something so big that they work. I know Keith Gavin's working there a lot with these guys, is getting comfortable, being able to push the face and, you know, really not afraid to try to fight this guy out there, leaving it all on the mat. And these guys are both doing that in the first period. Even though no points are scored so far, they're both pushing the pace, getting each other tired and working hard. It's great to see. And, you know, as you get this, Lujan's ranked number 9 in the country. As you get to the closer to the number 1 guys, that's what they all start to develop, is being able to hand fight, get to their shots. Good fake by Harvey, reshot by Lujan.
Stall
they
warning.
Do call stall on Harvey here. He right off of his own fake. Lujan trying to work that chancery.
Just 6 seconds left here in the first.
Good shot by Lujan. Great defense by Greg, getting the angle as they go out of bounds on the edge of the mat.
A lot of good action here on the edge of the mat. 2 seconds left in the first.
Good fake by Harvey, gets Lujan to sprawl his hips back. 0-0 going into the second period between Greg Harvey and Lujan, but Greg does have a stall call riding over his head. Lujan decides to start the second period going down.
And is that something that's in the back of your mind as a wrestler? Are you aware that you have that stall warning and you have to maybe change your game plan a little bit?
Yeah, maybe as you get down to like the third period, if you're trying to hold on to a win and there is a stall call, you don't want to get another stall point on you. But with a guy like Greg Harvey, I don't think that's crossing his mind because he's going to keep wrestling and keep pushing through that. So 1 point is awarded to Lujan as he escapes, starting the second period with a 1-0 lead.
This has been an entertaining match from the neutral position between these two, so I'm kind of glad Lujan got that quick escape, and I want to see if somebody can execute a nice takedown here to score 2.
Greg doing a great job digging that underhook. Quick shot by Lujan, hips in by Greg. Both guys doing a great job of faking, snapping, pushing the pace, trying to get to their shots and creating action here. Even though no points have been scored besides the escape, they are creating action and pushing the pace.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of hand fighting, a lot of ear to ear, a lot of pushing, a couple half shots. We haven't seen a deep shot yet. Nobody's got in on a leg. So we haven't seen competitors have to scramble out of any dangerous positions yet. As we roll under a minute in the second here, Lujan still has that 1-0 lead thanks to the escape.
Lujan is 3-0 on the season so far. So, came off to a hot start. They had an open tournament he went to. 3-0. Shot by Lujan, double leg. Greg Harvey pulls him up to upper body and right into his shots on the edge of the mat. This is where you got to watch for Greg Harvey. He does have a stall on him, so Lujan's going to try to pressure him to the edge. But great shot by Harvey. He's been working for that all match. Gets the ankle, but Lujan's doing a good job of pressuring his hips in, trying to keep his hips square.
20 seconds.
Harvey staying on that. He cut off from a single leg on the left side to a single leg on the right side, trying to pull that up. Lujan trying to bring him to crack down and get the angle, get the corner.
Just 2 seconds left, 1-0. Harvey can't finish that takedown at the end of the period, but that ankle pick, that was the best shot we've seen so far through 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I thought he was going to have a clean finish there, but Lujan did a good job of getting his hips in. This is big for Harvey. There's no riding time on the board here, and he needs to get up and out right up to his feet. Make it a 1 takedown match here. If he can get right up to his feet, get 1. Lujan throws that boot in on the left side here. So, Lujan's trying to ride to win, get that riding time. Harvey's trying to get up, get that escape, and work his shots. Lujan has Harvey's face flat on the mat right here. Pressuring in, working for a set of back points. Working for the pin here by Lujan. He really pressured his hips in, hipped Greg over.
Lujan trying to readjust a little bit. Harvey's able to escape the first pinning predicament, but I think we're going to have 4 back points awarded.
4 back points on the board for Lujan here, making it a 5-0 lead in the third period. Also working that ride time advantage up. Lujan did a good job, getting to his ride. He threw that leg in on the right side, broke Greg down flat to the mat, and hipped him over.
So with the leg in now, Lujan really looks like he's going to try to position for maybe another tilt here. 5-0 advantage. Close to a minute now in riding time for Lujan. This is a big match here. Panthers lead 15-12 in the dual meet.
Yeah, this win for UNI would tie up the match.
Right now it's just a standard decision, but I think Lujan might be positioning for something a little bit more than that.
Lujan doing a good job riding on top, going both sides of the body. They do have a stall call on Greg Harvey. 1 point awarded to Lujan. He also does have the ride time here at a minute.
So he's going to cut him loose there. Escape for Harvey.
Right here, Lujan trying to secure that major decision, and he does. Quick takedown for Lujan.
7-point lead, but with the riding time, it would be an 8-point major decision. But Harvey looking for a reversal.
Harvey here in on the leg.
This would be big for the team if Harvey can secure a reversal here.
Does look like they're going to go out of bounds here. It's 8-1 decision by Lujan. He was riding tough on top, secured his set of back points, cut Greg, got a takedown to secure that major decision. And, Greg scrambled on the edge of the mat. That's one thing with the college out of bounds rules. You got to continuously wrestle. And Greg did a good job of getting his hips away and getting in on Lujan's leg to look like he's going to take down, but they did go out of bounds. 10 seconds left here in the third period.
Harvey needs an escape for the Panthers. That would save 1 team point. 5 seconds left. Harvey's still working to get out. 2-1, 0. Time is up. That's a 9-1 decision with the riding time point for Lujan and 4 team points for UNI. So they take the lead 16-15. UNI has the lead over the Panthers.
Great wrestling by both guys. They went out from the beginning of the match and started pushing the pace, working half shots, working fakes, continuously wrestled, and that's what separates, the top 20 guys in the Division I is Greg was there the first and second period. In the third period, Lujan just really put it on him. Got to his ride, got to his turn, and caught him and got a takedown, secured that major decision.
And I think this could be the match of the night, Dom. Nino Bonacorsi, number 16 for the Pitt Panthers out of my high school, Bethel Park here, in Pittsburgh, and Drew Foster from Burlington, Iowa.
Quick shot by Foster. I mean, that was just great timing on his part. He had Nino whenever Nino was circling. His feet were kind of close together. He shot in and was able to wrap up both legs and just put Nino right to his butt. Quick takedown in the first 10, 15 seconds here.
Foster, the number 10 ranked wrestler out of Northern Iowa.
Nino's one of those guys, though. I know he's not afraid to get tired, and I know he's going to wrestle a full 7 minutes. So I'm excited to see these both top 20 guys, high caliber.
Nino, a redshirt freshman. His brother Nick also wrestled here for a few years. Did you wrestle with him, Dom?
I did. Whenever I was a true freshman, Nick was a senior, so I had the opportunity to wrestle with Nick in the same lineup. He is actually a Pittsburgh cop now, so he's around the area, doing well. Foster doing a good job riding here on top. Pressuring in. Nino's head on the mat. Nino trying to work his base here. Foster working up that ride time. Had a beautiful shot right in the first 10 seconds of the match. Like I said, he's working that ride time in his favor.
And Nino, a younger wrestler. Is it typical, Dom, that
Nino,
the bottom position is probably the weaker position for some of the younger wrestlers?
Yeah, it all depends, you know. So it just depends if you're able to create a scramble and continuously moving. Like I said at the beginning of the match, there's that half second, 1 second time where you can decide in your head if you're going to lay there and you're going to let him get some ride time, or you're going to get right back up to your feet and get one. And as you get to the top, you know, top 20, top 10 guys, that split second decision is to get right back up to your feet and score one.
Nino in on a double leg, switches to that single.
Nino did a good job there getting his hips out, turning in, getting his reversal. Now it looks like Nino has been pushing the pace ever since then. Was in on 2 shots, trying to work a dump. Foster here in front headlock position. Has his left elbow deep. Foster would need to try to snap him down, bounce Nino's head off the mat and get his arm loose, but they do call a stalemate here. 1:11 left in the first period. 2-1 lead by Foster from UNI. Both top 20 guys, matchup of the night. Nino doing a good job faking, moving his feet. Little half shot. Foster
working in. They go back ear to ear. Nino's really picked up the action since he picked up that escape.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, I was one of those wrestlers. A lot of times my opponent would get the first takedown on me, and that was just that little reminder to light the fire and start pushing the pace. So one takedown, it doesn't make a big difference in the beginning of the match if you're not afraid to push yourself and start trying to score points. Shot here by Foster, driving in. Do go out of bounds. Nino did a good job of staying with that.
But he picked up a stall warning there, retreating out of bounds, so that's just a warning.
That doesn't look like the pit coaches are very happy with that. There really wasn't much that Nino could do from that position. This is, you know, something I was talking about, is the consistency of stall calls on the edge of the mat here. You know, they'll call you if the offensive guy pushes you out of bounds. It's a stall. You know, there wasn't really much Nino could do from there. Foster was driving in, just drove him off the mat, and they called Nino for stalling. So a little iffy stall call there, but it's okay because he's pushing the pace.
5 seconds left here in the first. Foster still with that 2-1 lead, trying to score a late takedown.
Both guys wrestling through the period, both taking shots, good defensive.
Nino, 2-time WPIAL champ and 2-time PIAA runner-up, so very accomplished high school career for Nino.
Yeah, it's always great to see those, you know, local WPIAL guys coming back and wrestling at Pitt, keeping them around the Pittsburgh area.
And they got a couple local guys, too, I saw a release in the most recent signing period. Keith Gavin signed 4, I think 3 were local products.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of trying to keep that local talent in the Pittsburgh region, really doing well building up this Pitt wrestling program. We talked a little bit about it last match, Cal State Bakersfield. They do have Pitt does have the athletic department on their side, realizing, you know, this is, like they say, the breeding ground of wrestling in this Pittsburgh WPIAL area. So taking advantage of that, and WPIAL is the epitome of that.
Absolutely. Couple NCAA champions last year. Machenja Joseph won an NCAA title, actually a second. He went to Central Catholic, just a couple miles from the Pitt campus.
Yeah, correct. Good shot by Foster here. Foster did a good job of shooting, you know, head right in the middle, double transition to his head outside, getting 2. Has the 5-1 lead here in the second period with trying to secure that ride time.
So this is Nino's first match against a ranked opponent, so a little bit different than his first match he had it with Cal State Bakersfield. But he's able to get out pretty quickly. Just a minute of riding time advantage right now, right at a minute for Foster. Foster leads 5-2 with 40 seconds left here in the second period.
Yeah, like you said, Foster did secure that ride time, but Nino quick on a shot on Foster's right side.
See if he can
Spin move by Foster, coming through the crotch of Nino. Scramble position here. Both guys holding on to each other's opposite ankle. This is a tough position. Guy who's going to get height here usually wins this position, but they do call a stalemate.
Is scrambling something that you can train in the room, or some wrestlers just have that ability with the hips to scramble out of different situations?
You know, there is the mat awareness. Some guys just know when to do stuff in different position, but we'll go a technique that they'll do in the room, a drill they'll do is just kind of flow wrestling. You'll purposely try to put yourself in weird, awkward positions, just kind of try to experiment and find new ways out of it. So you can train to do that. So that's, you know, a drill that you can do in the move, just kind of flow wrestle, keep your sweat going, put yourself in weird, awkward positions that, you know, you can't really just call out.
Second period buzzer there. Foster will take a 5-2 lead into the third. Also a minute even of riding time. So if it ends like that, he would get the additional riding time point. Nino's going to start on the bottom here, so quick escape is absolutely crucial for him to get back into this match.
Nino trying to seal off one side. Needs to try to get this escape early in the third period. Foster doing a good job of staying on his toes, pressuring forward. Nino, great job.
Turns in, looking for the reversal. Switches
here.
to a double leg,
Great
and he got the
job by
2-point
Nino.
reversal.
Quick turn in by Nino, right in on the leg. He did not have enough time to secure the escape, just straight into the reversal. Quick escape by Foster, though, making it 6-4, but he does have that 1 minute of ride time advantage, so technically 7-4. Nino needs to get a takedown here and get that riding time under a minute. Shot by Nino on Foster's right leg. Needs a good job by Nino. Quick 2 points by Nino here. Ride this, if he can ride this riding time down under a minute, it will be a tied match.
1 minute left of the match, 6-6.
He does get that ride time right under a minute.
Back in on a shot again, Nino.
On the edge, wrestling on the edge. Nino got kind of excited. The crowd was roaring here, the atmosphere, blood flowing, everybody's getting excited. It looks like Nino was just trying to get that takedown, but Foster did a good job of sticking to the basics there. You know, blocked him with his head and hands defense, spun around, got the angle, got to the leg, and got a 2 right on the edge of the mat.
Saw Nino just look up to the scoreboard. He knows the situation, needs a quick escape, and needs to get back to that offense. He's had some really good shots here throughout the match.
9-6 lead for Foster here in the third period, with ride time in his advantage now. Nino, you know, that's the wrestling you see whenever you get into the top 20 wrestling, the Division I level. Both guys wrestling through the third period, both trying to score points continuously. Foster doing a good job, though, riding Nino tough.
Foster, top 10 wrestler, so he knows how to win and close out matches. Let's see if Nino, first time he's been put in this position.
Yeah, that was a tough exchange there for Nino about 30 seconds ago, giving up that takedown on the edge. You know, it looked like he really had Foster beaten there. He was getting in his head. He cut Foster, got that riding time under a minute, and it looked like he got a little too excited and tried to push the pace a little too much, and Foster took advantage of that, got a takedown on the edge. Now has a 9-6 lead.
How much of wrestling is mental? So is Nino, was he affected by that takedown? He felt some momentum coming off that reversal in the takedown, and then he gave up the takedown late there, and just hasn't been able to get back into the match.
Yeah, I mean, he had created that momentum and started getting, you could see the crowd was feeling it. He got it tied match, rode that riding time down to a minute. Foster does take the win here, 10-6. Makes this team score 19-15 for UNI.
So still 2 matches left here. Plenty of time for the Panthers to try to storm past UNI. We'll move to 197. Kellen Stout for the Panthers.
Tough loss for Bonacorsi there. Looked like he almost had it at the end of the match. Great wrestling by both guys.
So Kellen, another local guy, junior out of Mount Lebanon.
It's going to be exciting. Sheedenhelm, he's ranked number 4th in the country here. Oh, he is not.
No, Jacob Holschlag is who we were expecting, Dom. He's number 4 in the
No,
country. He's
correct.
not wrestling tonight, unfortunately. It would have been a nice show. But the Panthers here need to win the last 2 matches. They're down 4 points.
Good here for Stout. See if he can make something happen here. And coming down 2 matches left. This is still a very winnable dual meet for the Panthers here.
Stout won a tough 3-0 decision last time out against Cal State Bakersfield. Real defensive battle that he was able to persevere through. And we saw a lot of good riding from the top position from Stout. So if he can get on a shot early, get a takedown, I'd like to see how he rides out here against the UNI wrestler.
Both guys hand fighting hard here in the center of the mat. Stout, another local Whippeal guy, state champ from Mount Lebanon. Great shot by Callan Stout, stuck with it. 2 points here.
Switch to that double leg there.
Yeah, kind of took an outside step shot to his right leg and sucked himself in straight to a double leg. Got a quick 2. Riding that claw tough on the right side, pressuring forward.
He had a ton of riding time in the first match against Cal State Bakersfield. Let's see if he can work that ride advantage again in the second match. He takes a 2-0 lead right now with 1.5 minutes left in the first. Big match for the Panthers. They need to win this match in order to win the dual meet.
That's correct. Stout doing a good job coming off to a hot start here. Riding tough, building that riding time up. Already at 40 seconds. Trying to work that boot in on the right side for Stout.
Sheeta Nelm here, kind of bellied out, elbows out a little bit. Stout puts a ton of pressure on a bottom wrestler.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. He started out riding the claw on the right side. Now he hopped over to the left, still putting pressure on him.
Sheedenhelm picked up a stall warning from the bottom, so he has that against him for the rest of the match.
Riding time already in Kellen's advantage with 1 minute.
Under a minute to go in the first. Kellen Stout still that 2-0 lead.
Kellen throwing that leg in on the right side on the edge of the mat. Sheedenhelm just kind of laying here, not really doing much on bottom.
And how much leeway will the official give you from the bottom position before you get that another stall call against you?
You know, if they see that you're trying to work up to your base and get up to your feet, you know, they won't. But if your head's just kind of laying on the mat, you're not really doing much. As you say that, they do award Kellen with another stall call, or Sheedenhelm for another stall call, and point for Kellen Stout here.
And you
right on the edge of the mat.
The pit coaching bench right over there was making a lot of noise, and I think that may have factored a little bit into the ref's decision, but Stout really putting the pressure on from the top position.
Yeah, he did a good job of wrestling right on the edge. They only had really a foot in bounds, was still putting the pressure on him.
And now the UNI coach is in the ear of the assistant official there on the sideline.
Yeah, he seems like he's trying to tell him that was too quick of a stall call to call right there. Sheedenhelm right up to his feet, but Kellen doing a good job of bringing him right back down.
5 seconds left. If Stout can get the ride out here, that'd be huge. 3 seconds, 2. Nice mat return. He's going to ride out. Ooh, no, they blew the whistle.
1 second left on the clock here in the first period. 1 minute and 50 seconds, 7 seconds of ride time here for Kellen Stout in the first period with a 3-0 lead. Doing a good job. Got right to a shot, quick takedown, riding tough here on top.
So he does successfully ride out the period. Stout does. 3-0 lead he will take into the second period. Panthers trail by 4 points. This is the 9th match of the afternoon. There will be one more match left at heavyweight, so the Panthers need to win this in order to stay alive in the dual meet. And this would be a huge win, Dom, if they could pick up a win over the number 14th team in the country this early in the season.
Yeah, this is great. They're all the guys, you know, it's a new team this year. They're all coming in, all wrestling tough. Under great leadership, Keith Gavin, Drew, Jordan, and Connor, they do have, I would say, if there's something you could say about that coaching staff, it's pretty well balanced. Everybody brings something different to the table in their coaching style, so it's exciting to see.
Stout starts the second period on top again.
Riding tough here.
Up over 2 minutes at riding time. Very similar to his first match, actually, against Cal State Bakersfield. It ended 3-0. He spent almost that entire match in the top position.
Yeah, he had over 4 minutes of ride time in that match. Doing something similar to this one. Sheedenhelm can't really do anything for bottom here. Be excited to see if they do call him for another stall call, but Kellen is working tough on top.
And is Stout looking just to maintain control, or is he trying to work for some type of turn and maybe some near fall points?
I mean, you're always trying to build your lead, but, you know, trying to score back points, trying to score takedowns. But at this point, Kellen just trying to secure the ride and then go for the turn. So it looks like he's trying to get that one-on-one on the right side, see if he can work something off it. Doesn't want to force it. Looks like he is going to get that hammer lock on the back of Sheedenhelm's back. So we'll see. He could work a lot of different things from here.
Under a minute to go here in the second period. 3-0 lead for Stout.
Ride and then turn. Another stall call here. Stall call number 3. Sheedenhelm 4-0 lead for Kellen Stout with 35 seconds left in the second period. Over 3 minutes of ride time. Very dominant in the top position for Stout.
So he continues to work that. We've seen most of the match has been wrestled from this position. Stout very methodical. He's not overextending himself, just slowly working, trying to work that near fall.
Sheedenhelm not really doing much from bottom position here, trying to work his hips up a little bit, but then just goes back to flat. 10 seconds left. Kellen Stout almost up over 4 minutes of ride time. Very dominant from this top position, doing well.
Very methodical match so far. 5 minutes in the books here at 197. Stout 4-0 lead. 3 minutes and 57 seconds of riding time.
Looks like Stout's contact did come loose here a little bit. Put that back in. So I'm excited to see what Callan can do from here. His last match, you know, he started the third period with over 4 minutes of riding time and was not able to escape, but still got the win. So we'll see if he continuously tries to build his lead, gets a quick escape, and tries to score more points, get the major decision. That would help the team. It would tie the match up. He has a good opportunity for that.
So Stout looking to peel the hands. Good mat return.
Good mat return, but Stout right back up to his feet. Nice job by Stout. Good chain wrestling. Got his hips away. Turned in. It's 5-0 lead here for Stout.
Fans really appreciated that effort from Stout.
This is big position to be in for Stout. He could get that major decision and tie it up. It is going to come down to the last heavyweight match, though, no matter what. It's great dual meet.
If Stout can
tough.
finish off the match, absolutely. And I'm wondering how much fight Sheedenhelm has left in him. He spent 4 minutes on his belly.
Does look like he's still pushing the pace here. Heavy club by Stout. Pulling him into front headlock position, trying to pull him down to the mat.
And that's something they're trying to crack down on this year, Dom, right, is the hands to the face?
Yeah, that would be the biggest change of roles here, as they're calling more and more as the hands to the face. It's another thing that's I would say, inconsistent. Sometimes the refs, the crowd and the coaches, what they're saying gets in the ref's head a little bit. But it's wrestling, you know. It's a fight with rules. These guys are both clubbing heads, so it's just as long as you're not blatantly poking someone in the eye.
Still 5-0 lead here for Stout.
Good job by Stout. Just using his angle. Looks like Sheedenhelm almost tried to go for a big move there. A little desperation. Didn't follow through with it.
Just 30 seconds left. And is that what you're resorting to when you're down 5 here? Is you need to come up with a 6-point move, maybe a throw to the back?
Good double shot, yeah. I mean, if you can go for a 5-point move, try to put him to his back, it's obviously an optimistic position to be in. But Sheedenhelm does get to Kellen Stout's leg. He's just kind of hanging on here.
If Stout can somehow get a takedown here, that would be a major decision for the Panthers.
His 7 seconds left to make something happen. We'll see. I would like to see Stout get a takedown here, push himself to the edge of the mat.
5-0 advantage here.
In on the leg by Stout, trying to circle the angle. Close to 2, almost.
Oh, they did not award the 2.
Did not award the 2.
So still a standard decision win, 6-0 for Stout. That makes the meet 18 points for the Panthers, Pitt Panthers, 19 points for the UNI Panthers. And it all comes down to this, Dom, heavyweight. Whoever wins this match wins the meet.
Big match here coming down to heavyweight. Demetrius' first match against Cal State Bakersfield. He came out with a strong double leg right off the whistle.
Carter Isley is the wrestler for UNI. He's a sophomore out of Iowa, two-time Iowa State champ.
Big match here, 19-18 for UNI.
And this would cap off what an exciting afternoon of wrestling here. The way it started, 3 pins in the first 5 matches.
Both guys feeling each other out here in the first period.
Demetrius won by technical fall against Cal State Bakersfield, 18-2 in the first match of the year for him. The first match as a Panther, as he's a transfer.
Yeah, first year for Demetrius in the lineup for the Panthers. He came out, lost his wrestle off, but then went to wrestle at the Clarion Open and took the title at the Clarion Open. You know, they gave him an opportunity. He went, won that tournament, then came out and got a technical fall against Cal State Bakersfield, working, you know, doing a good job working level changes here. 50-50. Both guys wrestling tough here. Demetrius doing a good job of level changing, trying to get to his shots. Isley pulling him up.
And something you mentioned last broadcast, Dom, was a match wrestler versus a room wrestler. And Demetrius is a guy that you said shows up for the matches.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about him. He sometimes doesn't wrestle. Sometimes he gets tired in the room, but he's pushing the pace. But great job,
nice takedown by Demetrius Thomas. 2-point lead for the Panther.
Did a good job of pulling the weight, pulling Isley down to the mat, get him in front of that position, then pressuring in and getting weight on Isley's heels, which opened up that ankle pick. Just drove right into it, drove him right over his ankles, got him off balance, got a quick 2 points here.
So 2-0 lead here.
1:15 left in the first period.
And this could be a big day for the Panthers. The football team wrapped up the ACC Coastal Division with the win over Wake Forest, so they're going to the ACC title game.
That's incredible.
Now the wrestling team here trying to close off a nice comeback against the number 14th team in the country.
And Pitt volleyball did just win their back-to-back ACC championship, so shout out to the volleyball team, took the ACC title for the second year in a row.
And this Wednesday they're calling it a party at the Pete. They will be playing their final home match of the season.
That's incredible.
At the Peterson Event Center. They usually play in this building, but they're moving it down to the Peterson Event Center. They've been setting attendance records in this building for the last 2 home matches.
Yeah, Isley down here, 2-0, still in the first period. Demetrius doing a good job riding tough on top, trying to work that ride time up over a minute.
40 seconds left here in the first period.
Trying to bump that elbow forward, riding a tight waist here, chopping. He does secure the ride time here in the first period, 1 minute here. But Isley right up to his feet, trying to get his hips away, and escape for Isley with 30 seconds left in the first, making it 2-1 Demetrius Thomas for Pitt. Nice double leg, driving him. Good wrestling here by both guys.
And they got Isley with a stall warning. At least they're being consistent. They got Nino with that a couple matches ago, so they're calling it consistent.
It is consistent, but that's a tough position to wrestle from, to get called installing. Guys trying to grab both your legs and drive you out of bounds. There's not really much you can do. I don't know how that is stalling.
And that double leg shot seems to be Demetrius Thomas's go-to. He hit it several times in the first match, and has had a couple good chances at that same takedown move here against Isley.
Yeah, Demetrius does a great job to level changing and get to his shots for a heavyweight wrestler. You usually see the focusing on the lighter guys doing that, but he is doing a good job of level changing, getting to his double leg.
So Isley will start the second period in the down position. Thomas leading 2-1. Over a minute in riding time as well. The winner of this match wins the meet. So all the marbles here between Panthers of Pittsburgh and the Panthers of Northern Iowa.
You see the UNI bench on their feet here, trying to get Isley hyped up to get an escape. Meach breaking him down flat, but Isley right back up to his base.
All the Pitt Panthers have been really solid from the top position today.
They have been doing a really good job pressuring forward. Demetrius with half Nelson on the right side, pressuring forward. Isley right up to his feet, though. He's working on the edge of the mat, pulls him out of bounds here. Still 2-1 lead with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the second period.
Crowd's appreciating what they're watching right now.
This would be a big win for the Panthers here in the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
Gavin Smith, his second season, he's trying to build something here. They put the building blocks into place last year. I think he feels like he has a team that can compete for some things in the ACC and maybe nationally. And we're seeing a really good showing today against the top team.
Most definitely. He's been focusing, a lot of guys have different positions that they're comfortable in and they're best at, but I know Keith's really focused on making everybody a 3-position wrestler. You got to be good from all positions, got to be able to wrestle full 7 minutes. Meach doing a good job pressuring here, pushing the pace on him. Snapping, faking, and he does that, gets to his double leg. Isley does a good job, though. Almost 2 points on the edge of the mat. They're going to call.
And the UNI
coaches running back and forth.
Coaches are going crazy on the sideline there.
They are going to try to throw the block here, but I don't know if the refs are going to allow them for video review.
No, the refs have waived off the video review.
That was a close call on the edge of the mat. Isley got his hips away, got Meach flat, and tried to circle behind. Had a foot in bounds, had a toe in bounds, almost had the 2 points. 2-2 here in the second period with 40 seconds left. Ride time advantage in Demetrius Thomas's favor.
What did you think? Did you think that was the 2-point takedown for Isley there?
It was a close call. I think the refs called it right, though, on the edge of the mat. They went out because he could have tried to hold on and secure it, but he did move his feet out, and they went out of bounds, so he didn't have it for long enough. There is reaction time that the refs see and called right there.
20 seconds left here, 2-2 between Thomas and Isley. Minute and 49 seconds of riding time for Thomas. And the winner of this match wins the meet.
Meach on another shot. Isley's pretty big here. Similar thing, did a good job getting his hips away, getting the angle. Meach right back in. He's pushing the pace with 2 seconds left. It's going to be an exciting third period here.
Man, these heavyweight wrestlers are moving around like they're lightweights out there.
They're both pushing the pace.
So 2 minutes here, third period. This is for everything. Panthers trail, the Pitt Panthers trail 18-19 in the team meet. Demetrius Thomas starts at the bottom. Is going to look for a quick escape.
Excited to see what he does here. You know, Meach does have the ride time, but either way, he's going to need to get a takedown to win it.
So cuts him loose. 1 point for Thomas. He has a 3-2 lead. He also has the riding time.
A takedown would tie the match. Then he would probably try to work that advantage ride time under a minute. Ride to win.
So is Demetrius looking to hang on here, or is he going to try to get to his offense again?
I would hope he would try to get a takedown and put this match away, which it looks like he does.
Spinning around, and he picks up the 2 point for Meach. Thomas.
Great chain wrestling there. It was bad shot by Isley.
5-2 lead, and LJ Bentley is getting fired up over there on the Panther bench.
Panthers getting excited, everybody up to their feet.
This would be a statement win for Gavin Smith if they can pull, or Keith Gavins.
Yeah.
The Panthers can pull this off.
Each doing a good job, but Isley right back up to his feet, trying to get his hips away. Minute left in the third period. 5-3 lead here for Meach.
Riding time is secured, so effectively a 6-3 lead for Thomas.
Let's see if he tries to get another takedown just to make it a statement. I'd love to see it.
A lot of energy in the building. If Meach can hang on, the Panthers will win this dual meet. Both wrestlers
here, center of the mat, leaning in on each other, tired, been wrestling tough here, moving like lightweights out there.
Two big bodies going at it. 30 seconds left. Isley's going to have to push the pace a little bit if he wants to get this win and secure the team meet.
30 seconds left in the third period.
Both teams put on a great show for the fans here tonight, or this afternoon.
Isley's got to go for something. Meach on another shot. Isley's going to try to go big here, 50-50 it looks like. Meach got to keep his hips back, not allowing for anything.
Meach now driving Isley off the mat.
Meach looking for the stall call there, drove him out of bounds. He threw his hand up looking for the stall with 10 seconds left in the third period. Can't make any dumb decisions here. Good job by Meach getting his hips back.
Meach trying to wrap around, got the headlock. Meach looking for 2 points. They awarded the 2 points.
What a match by the Panthers. They came out, wrestled tough, taking down the number 14 UNI Panthers. Great win for Keith Gavin here in the Pittsburgh Panthers.
And what a team effort. Meach secures it, and the Panthers get the dual meet win. They will win this meet 20-18, I believe.